So on today's episode, we have the best car that came out of the 1980s, the Buick Grand National. And this is no ordinary Grand National. Under the hood, there's an engine swap. And I'll give you a hint, it's not a LS motor.
Hey, my name's Brian Jordan. This is my 1986 Buick Grand National, and you're watching East Coast Garage.
So the Buick Grand National, these cars were so awesome. And a little bit of background on these.
Buick Regal Grand National Coupe.
They made them for 4 years, 1984 to 1987.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
This is a 1986. One way that you can tell a 1986 is the chrome grille up front. It'll have the intercooled badge right here. 1984 and 85 were hot air cars. They didn't have intercoolers, therefore didn't have the emblem there. In 87, it looked exactly the same, but it had a black grille. So if you see a silver grille with the intercooled badge on it, it's a 1986. They made 5,516 of these in 86. In 87, they made over 20,000. So in my opinion, this is the best year of the Grand National, and I might be a little bit biased because I also have an 86. So now these would normally come with a 3.8 liter single turbo V6, also known as a 109 block. But this is a little different. It's a lot different. It's still single turbo V6, but what do we got going on here?
So what we got here is a GM 4.3 V6 single turbo setup.
So what kind of power is this making?
So right now on 15 pounds of boost, you're looking at 400 to the wheel and just shy of 500 foot-pounds of torque.
And that turbo screams too.
Yeah, but this car here is on E85, so I can crank the boost up to the 20, 22, 23 pounds.
What was this car like when you first got it?
So this car really wasn't in really bad shape, but it wasn't in good shape either. It had some floor pan issues. It had T-top issues, no motor, no transmission. So I bought this as a roller. This car did come with paperwork, came with window sticker. So I had a lot of information on this car. This car had been raced previously to me owning it a lot. So it had a lot of racing things underneath the hood. And that's how I purchased it, rolling. No paint, no wheels, just some rollers, and we just went from there.
Yeah, that's cool. And I like how, you kept it V6 single turbo. You bought this car without an engine and transmission in it to begin with.
Correct.
109 blocks are not easy to come by today. And additionally, you're gonna pay for it when you do find one. They're not cheap. You might just find a block, but then you need a timing cover, and you need heads, and you need an intake manifold, and next thing you know, you're spending 10 grand. I could see why you went with the 4.3.
What we're sporting here is a L35 lower short block, which comes from a 95 Chevrolet S10 SS models. The upper is the 99 2000 Vortec style GM head. You're looking at about 40 more horsepower with just the head swap. It's running a Mega Squirt MS2 software ECU, full custom harness built by myself. Then we got a Rev 9 62-66 millimeter turbo, which is a subsidy from Turbonetics. A lot of customization went into this because they don't make parts for this, you guys. So your upper intake is a Volvo Penta Marine intake, which gives you the option to run multi-port fuel injection. They did not come with any vehicles with multi-port fuel injection for the 4.3. So you go with the Volvo style intake, throw you a set of good injectors in it, which just is running a 60-pound Simmons Deca injector from Turbo Tweak, custom upper intake elbow, custom 80 millimeter throttle body, and that's what we have here. Adapts right back to how the 3.8 was that was originally in this vehicle.
The ignition system is very problematic on Grand Nationals. The ignition module and the coils are known to cause you issues the longer you have the car.
Correct.
Additionally, you have the cam sensor on those that can also cause issues and no start problems and whatnot. So having that old school distributor is definitely nice and just one less thing to go wrong.
Correct. If you go with the later model 4.3s and not the real early models, they have a crankshaft position sensor in the timing cover. So you can actually hook that up and get more precise timing as well.
And for what it's worth, you can put a distributor on a 109 block. For those watching that's like, oh, but I have a distributor on my Grand National. Yeah, it's doable.
Correct. Sure, it definitely is.
And we do have the Turbo Tweak TR6 ignition module where you can very easily add coil-on plugs with it, things like that.
Definitely.
But, you know, from factory to factory, that is a perk of the 4.3.
You can make the 4.3 work if you're not trying to blow the world down with a ton of horsepower.
Right.
Fun horsepower is 400 to 600 horsepower. For the average person, is about all they need. I went with the 4.3 because you can buy these dime a dozen. People give them away sometimes, to be honest with you guys. They don't understand that they are capable of making good horsepower, good street horsepower. So with this being said, I can tune this vehicle myself. I can experiment with the tuning. You can experiment, find where you can make the power with it. And if you break one, hey, it's not gonna hurt your pocket. There are upgrades for these motors, so you can make them a lot stronger than what they are. They have forged internals for them. There's a lot of Indy parts that's still floating around out there. So you can make these stronger than what they are, but they're capable of making 400 to 500 horsepower just like they sit. And you don't have to break the pocket to do it. You know, I go to a lot of shows and some people don't know the difference. You have the Buick enthusiasts that know the difference. I haven't really found a Buick enthusiast that really hated this. You know, they really hate the LS swaps, and I get it. But they really thought this was a secondary option, being when they found out the history of the car, there was no motor, no transmission. But from everything back from the motor, it's all Grand Nationals. Still sporting a 200 R4. It's a stage 1 204 built by myself. It still have the GN 8.5 rear end. So everything is Grand National. If I wanted to go back with a 3.8 in this vehicle, I could.
Your valve covers on this are pretty awesome also.
You can't buy valve covers for a 4.3 just readily available off the shelf. There's a few companies, but they custom build them, and at the time I couldn't get them from them. They were out in California and they just weren't producing them at the time. So I got the wild hair to, hey, essentially I have a 350 block with 2 cylinders cut off. Let's see, can I make a set of fabricated 350 small block Chevrolet valve covers fit? So I chopped them up, found out the specs, and measured it out, and it's exactly 2 1/4 in between bores. And we chopped these things down, tigged them back together, and we got what you see.
How long did it take for you to fix like the floor pan and T-top issues and the overall body rust to get it to look like this?
So I built this whole car in about 2 years, starting with the interior, and I worked my way out. If a lot of you guys builders know, interior sometimes you'll lack once you get a car running. So if you go ahead and knock that out first, you don't have to worry about it. You got stainless steel all underneath your T-tops now. You have brand new floor pans throughout the entire car. So it's a good deal. I mean, it's solid. She's not gonna go anywhere now. I don't have to worry about any rust being in stainless steel now.
So now, did you do all the body work yourself?
No, so I outsourced that to one of my shops that's Watford Performance.
Okay.
He actually paints a lot of vehicles that I resto for people. And so that's who painted this car. And it's really put him on the map as far as the paint job on this car at a really affordable price.
Yeah.
And we just been rolling. So it's kind of like a rolling spokesperson for him as far as when it comes to the paint.
It looks great. Yeah, he did a great job. And he put the emblems on correctly too, I saw.
Yeah, so you know, what we did was, we went online and I got the exact specs from GM of where they're supposed to go.
And the interior of this thing is beautiful, man. It's very nice.
It was the typical faded, you know, it didn't really have any rips in it, you know, the typical driver's seat wear, but it was just faded. Now the back was actually not that bad. Everything in the interior is replaced: carpet, seats, upholstery, door panels. The only thing I didn't have to touch was the headliner. The headliner was immaculate. I mean,
that's wild.
Yeah, and that's really shocking for these cars, even being a T-top car. The dash didn't have any cracks in it, you know, anything. So I just lucked up there.
The first thing that I noticed, the tire and wheel combo that you have with it, and it looks really good. Additionally, I love that you kept the center caps, the Turbo 6 center caps.
To keep to the aesthetics of the car and the V6 theme, I opted to go with those emblems in the center, and it just popped.
You can't go wrong with welds anyways, man.
Nah, you can't.
You know?
You really can't. It's a very simple combination. It's an 18-inch wheel. It's a Weld Racing Ventura, which is a non-forged of the RTS, if you guys are familiar with it. It's a 4.5 squared all the way around the car, so I can rotate these tires if I would like to, and get nice wear apparent out of them.
Yeah, I love these shifters, man. The lightning rod shifters were factory in the old Cutlass 442s in the 80s.
Definitely should have been put in these vehicles.
Definitely should have been.
The good thing about these shifters, the kill ducts, is you can shift up and down.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And I'm about half throttle.
Yeah, but it's cool that, you know, with today's aftermarket availabilities, we can do stuff like this now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the way a 204R is, with the TV cable and the way that you adjust it and everything, you can almost never get them perfect. You know?
You can't. You can't. It's the most finickiest transmission I've ever seen, but the gear ratio is perfect.
Gear ratios are very nice, especially third gear. Third gear is so long.
Yep.
With the 342 gears in the back, it's a great transmission. As long as you're not trying to make over 1,000 horsepower.
There you go.
Even leading up to that, you know, you could put all the hard parts in them in the world.
They're on borrowed time.
Borrowed time, yep. Yeah, and I also saw that you did the 4-wheel disc brake conversion, which is very nice.
Yep, so simple setup. You know, I didn't go buy any setup. I actually had a buddy that had these, but you can go to the junkyard. So you can actually pull for any 8.5 rear end. You can go pull them off of an F body, like a 98 to 02, and you just drill out the flange, and it bolts right to it, and you just use stock parts that you can get right from your local parts store.
There's a lot of weight savings there too, because those big drums were heavy.
Yes.
So you got a YouTube channel also.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see the build of this car, it's actually pretty much all documented on my YouTube channel, and that channel is Life of Jordie B. You can go up there, you can look at the builds, this build, you can look at other customer builds that I've done. I run a side company, which is Jordan Performance Solutions. So I do a lot of this work for customers. But this whole thing is documented. There's another vehicle up there that's getting documented that's coming out shortly. So you guys stay tuned.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll throw that down in the description below as well. So definitely go check out his channel and the stuff that he does, because it's all pretty awesome. I love this build, love Grand Nationals. So it was a pleasure to film it today. And I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate
being part
you.
of this, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and thank y'all for checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for showing us your beautiful Grand National. You did such a great job, Brian. We'll see you at OBX Rods and Customs next year, and I expect to see many more Turbo Buicks and G-bodies. And if you like this feature, you'll probably enjoy some of the videos I've done on my Grand National as well. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time.